Okay, y'all, I'm back with another video. And honestly, like, let me just say this as I guess, progressed into the archive of my own personal documentation, that I really do feel like this is a good way for me to start out with, like, being consistent with content, at least just until, like, I figure out what it is exactly that I want to talk about or say or do in the meantime, in between time, just because I feel like authentically, since I know myself and since I know, like, how to talk about myself, and I just know my honest to God truth, that this is very therapeutic for me to reflect back onto my life. Again, especially just because of, like, the age gap difference of certain time periods of my life that I've documented, and now that I can look back and comment on, I'm like, wow, like, just seeing the growth in myself and seeing, like, how far that I continue to come time after time again, and being really dedicated to the journey that I'm on now. I definitely, even looking back, like, see, like, of course, what I could have did better, or, like, the things that I could have changed, but then obviously we don't get that time back. So, like, just going forward, making sure that I implement those things with the decisions that I make in my future, so that I won't run into these same problems that I am, good, bad, and ugly reflected on. Like, it wasn't always, like, bad times or struggles. But even with the bad times or struggles, like I said, I've always had, like, a positive outlook and mindset and things like that. Child, hair just don't even worry about it. Anyways, all right. Mind y'all, though, let me just give y'all a little BTS, a little tea on this situation. This is my third time recording the reaction to this. I don't know. Okay. The first time, the tripod had locked the camera, so then it wasn't even recording. I did a whole 30-minute rendition. Then after that, I did another 30-minute rendition. Then the phone died, so it only caught about a good 10 minutes. So I just scrapped the whole thing, said I was going to do it over. This time, this is the final act, okay? Third time's the charm with me. So I'm going to get into it. Yeah, y'all. This is my life. I really can't even believe that this is happening to me. But one thing I do know is that God really does, provide for me, even still at my lowest point. You know what I'm saying? I still, make a way out of nowhere. At least I still have an office. There's people outside who don't have anything. So I'm forever grateful for the resources and the things that I have, for myself, to keep myself healthy, to keep myself well, keep myself motivated and guided to the next level. Like I said, prayerfully, the next level is something that is better than where I am now and where I was before. Gotta check out the inches, baby, because the hair growth is real too, okay? I did the big chop a long time ago, and I'm back where I was when I basically chopped my hair off. And I see the length of the back, trying to get every inch, huh? But baby, I'm trying to get that shit at least down to, like, low. I'm trying to get low. But anyway, my battery about to die. I just want to come on here and document this because this is all going to be part of a legacy one day, a part of a journey. I'm going to be like on my Kanye shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why I got to document and film everything, compile it, file it, whatever, and just show y'all the real, the raw, because I definitely tell the truth. That's the thing about it. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? This shit is not easy, especially being in this time frame right about now. So until next time, until I, have another stepping stone to show y'all. Hopefully it won't be, nothing too far-fetched in the future. Hopefully it's something in the near future. But it's just tired, y'all, for real. I just want to be, like, this is starving artistry right here. This is what I will say. This right here is the real definition of a starving artist. Like, this life shit ain't no hoe, especially when you're doing it by yourself, no handouts. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into that in the future. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk more in depth about it. Future. But, you see the babe? You see the babe back here? Girl, I love me some babe. Like, girl, why did I want to show the babe so bad? My babe shoes that I only wore one time. Like, girl, babe, holla at me. Okay? Babe, if you're looking for some Model-esque, you need to look no further, baby. Nevertheless, y'all see how I easily just get distracted? That's why it's always been so many inconsistencies within you feel me, my journey of creating content and things like that, because I get distracted that fast. But that actually is part of one of the many things that I want to talk about. It reflected in this video is just that I have to learn how to be stronger than like my distractions, because as you guys can see, I can get distracted like that. And it's like, I'm not going to blame like my distractions on everything in my life that has been like wrong or a mishap or anything like that. But I will say that in areas of which I could have focused less on certain things and more on other things is why I ended up into these pits of positions like one of the ones that I was in this video. And going forward, even now I still find myself like being distracted and things like that. And I'm 31 now. I think I was about like 27 or so in that video, but nevertheless, I feel like I am needing to get a stronger hold on that at this point. And I feel like me staying focused on my path of doing what I know I need to do as far as creating and just being consistent with myself with producing my creativity, it will leave room for less distractions that I can like jump over and pay attention to, just to, you know, compensate for other things, if that makes any sense. But nevertheless, what I love about myself and how impressed about myself that I am is that, like, for one, I'm always recognizing my faith in everything that I do, whether it's a good time, a bad time, a troubled time, a hard time, a successful time. Like, me recognizing my faith is always something that I'm going to do, just because that is all that I really have at the end of the day. I feel like I've been very vocal about that, and I always have felt like God has used me as a vessel. Even with like the documentation of my life, I feel like this is a testimony within itself. Like, I know that my whole life is a testimony, but I just feel like the trials and tribulations that I have went through in the past and where I am now today, where it has got me to the point of is, like I said, on my Kanye shit, I need to document everything. And like, I had even picked up and put down like my tools even from that video. Like, the in-between of my life has been so choppy because, like how I said before, just being embarrassed and fearful of like what people would think or what people would say, or like how I would be perceived, and like how do I explain, and just so many different things. And I feel like as long as my faith remains like the forefront, it doesn't even matter, like, you know, because all I do is speak my truth, because my life is the testimony. And I feel like for a long time in my life, I've always knew that like me sharing my testimony as far as what I've gone through in life and things like that, which is why part of the reason I keep getting put through stuff in life, because lessons are never ending, you know what I'm saying? But sharing it is the difference. Like, you know, going through it in silence is like, okay, like, you know, me and the people around me that are close to me know, like, you know, what goes on and like how did I get out of these situations. But in certain times when I am going through certain situations, I'm like, dang, I wish I had somebody who like went through something similar like this, who can help me, who knows, because I don't be finding out that other people go through stuff until I've went through it, and then I'm vocal about it. And it's just like, hey, like, it would have been so dope if like somebody would have like said something before, or like forewarned me, like, hey, like, this is something that happened to me. It can happen to you if you don't avoid these things or move in this type of way, you know? But of course, I'm going through life with no instructions, just me being the blueprint, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times too, people don't know how to help someone who doesn't like vocalize and speak out, which is something that I also am learning how to like break free from. So again, this is all just part of like, again, like a therapy, like just for my own personal self, because I am just like working my way through like my own life, obviously. What the fuck else am I supposed to do? Nevertheless, in that situation, if I could just give like a little backstory, that was like my office space, because I had a business, and I ended up being in a situation to where I had moved out of my apartment. I lived in the jungles. If anybody knows where the jungles is, then y'all know what the jungles looks like, you feel me? And I'm saying that to say about the parking. And I had a parking garage at my apartment. And you know, when you're in a garage, like the garage is like an enclosed space pretty much. So I back into my parking spot, but it was like an alley that's right there. If y'all know the jungles too, y'all know it's like always alleys type vibe. So it was like it was like a garage and then the alley in the middle type. So like I said, I would back in, and then one day I was like pulling out of my garage, but since it's an enclosed space, you know, I'm not able to see if there's anybody in the alley until I'm able to like move past a certain point with my car to where my window is able to look out into the alley. So it's like my car has to be about halfway out into the alley before I could like look over past the enclosed space of the garage, you feel me, to look out to see. So that would mean that the person who's coming down the alley will be able to see me before I fucking see them, like this, right? So if I'm out the alley and this is the portion of my car in which I can finally see, and this much of my car is already sticking out into the alley, you as a car driving down the alley should see me first and stop before you just run right into me, right? Nevertheless, that's what ended up happening. I'm pushing out, inching out into the alley. Car hit me. Go through the insurance situation. Insurance say it's my fault. I learned that they telling me that an alley is considered a streetway and I should have been seeing them. And I'm just like, how are y'all putting me at fault at this? I was at fault and they gave me a point on my license for that. And I was not the one at fault. In the verbal way of the situation. I don't know how they say that they got the right of way because the alley is now considered a street. But even how I just explained the situation, if my car was already halfway out and they see me before I see them, there's a wall obstructing my view because I'm in a garage. There's nothing obstructing their view because they outside in the alley. Like what? Nevertheless, boom. So, okay. So now I'm scared as fuck to park in my garage because that just traumatized me. I'm just like, oh my God, like I've been in accidents before where they have put me at fault and it has not been at fault, like in the real scenario situation. And so now I'm just irritated because it's like, here we go again. Now I'm at fault. Now I got another point on my license. Now my insurance didn't went up or whatever because it keeps on being situations where it don't be my fault, but then they deem it as my fault. So now I'm just paranoid. So I don't want to park in the garage. So now I'm just parking on the street, getting hella OD tickets. Just because, of course, like I said, if y'all know the jungles, y'all know parking, it sucks. Gotta park in the red, gotta double park, just all type of weird ass shit. So I'm like, I can't do this no more because the more that I'm racking up parking tickets, the more that I'm just like putting myself in there, right? So I leave. So I put all of my personal belongings in my office space because I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'm already paying the rent. Here I was paying rent and I was paying my office space. So I was paying 2 rents. So I'm like, I might as well just put my personal stuff up in here and then I'm gonna just go move back home. So that's what I did. And that's why I was like, I can't believe I'm in this situation because it's like, thankfully I did have a place to like store all my personal belongings and I had access to this office 24/7. But then it was just the principle to the point that I was back at home because I have only moved back home in my life like twice, been living on my own since 18. I'm 31 now, 13 years of taking care of myself. So moving home is just not fun for me. It's just like, okay, no, like I'm irritated. And the funny part about this is that I end up back in this situation again in another video. And that's why it's very important for me to like reflect and learn from myself because it's just like, what decisions am I making to like end up in these situations? And I can't even get it out. I was just gonna say something. Ooh. I feel like the reason as to why I keep being in certain situations is because I'm not following God's plan, which is to produce the content. And that has been made clear to me on several different occasions and situations. And I feel like I've just been so like trying to be in control of my life so much that God has put me in positions and places like this one, for example, that was in the video, to be like, okay, you don't want to listen to me. You think that you got everything under control. So be it. And I'm going to show you how much in control that you're leading yourself down into like, I want to say that me having control over my life shows me how much I can do on my own. So like this is what I can do on my own. Have a roof over my head, have an apartment, pay bills, live check to check. And that's about it, right? That's what I can do for myself. God is telling me, produce the creativity, produce the content. Don't be ashamed. Be consistent. Use your talents, use your voice, right? God is telling me, do all of these things while you're still taking care of yourself, maintaining yourself, the whole little thing, right? And I'm going to triple and abundant and multiply what you can do for yourself. So if this is what you can do for yourself, I can maximize it if you listen to me and my plan, right? But you have to do your part because I'm not just going to give it to you off of like the effort. Like there's one thing to make effort and then there's one thing to be consistent. So it's just like, yeah, making the effort is just like me picking it up and putting it down for however long I've been picking it up and putting it down. That's the effort. I've been showing God that I've been wanting to do this for over 20 years now. Like I said, I have a video that I can reflect on that's 17 years old. Okay, so I've been picking up and putting down these tools that I have been destined to use all this time and have just not been consistent with using them and letting life distract me. What was the point, right? And God has been like, okay, like, obviously this is the one thing that you have been consistently picking up and putting down for over 20 years. We're in a time now where people are actually wealthy for the thing that you have been picking up and putting down. And you want to have so much control just to have this when I can give you this is crazy, right? And so that's why part of the video, like I said, I'm on my Kanye shit. I need to document everything. I need to do the whole little shit. It's like God has always spoken through me and to me in so many different ways, which is why me reflecting on this is just so like chef's kiss, because it's like I've always been who I am. I've always knew what my purpose was. I just was not executing it because I keep getting distracted and letting life control me to control it, when I really need to just be obedient to God, listen to, you know, what it is that I'm supposed to do and execute, which is why I'm here now. Like, I always have thought that I needed to wait for a perfect moment. Like, oh, you need to be hair done a certain way, background a certain way, certain way, certain way, certain way. As we can see in this video, I still was recording in an office space. Okay, life did look so many different ways for me. It's like, and it's so many different. I'm not editing that out. It's so many different people on the internet who I have seen in similar or worse situations that I have just expressed and explained, and that I will express and explain further on down in different examples of me reflecting on my own life, that are like on TikTok, for example. There's so many people who are just like viral and they homeless, viral living out their car, viral living out a shed, viral with rats in their house, viral fucking living with 15 dogs. Like, I don't know. But again, it's so many people who are like successful and have the wealth and the status and the things that I'm like, damn, like they literally have no shame. And here I am hiding my content and hiding my stories because I'm being fearful, when there's people on the internet hair more fucked up than mine, bitches is bald head, taco meat on their head, can't even afford to pay bills. Like, it's people on here eating dog food, you feel me, that's getting money. It's people out here that's just, I don't even know what to say. It's so much crazy stuff that people are doing these days, and it's like the audacity of me to be ashamed, embarrassed, afraid, or anything, when I literally can be out here living in my answered prayers, but I'm in my own way, which is the whole point and the purpose that God has been trying to tell me this whole time. Like, you're getting in your own way that bad that you don't want to put out your own content, when this motherfucker's out here, you feel me, that's doing anything, and they are 1 million followers, 5.5 million followers, 300K in the bank account, $1 million in the bank account, linking up, chopping it up, streaming it up. And where you at? You at where you can provide for yourself, because you will not allow me to provide for you, because you want to get in your own fucking way, and you want to keep getting distracted, and you want to be a consumer instead of a producer. That's what you want to do. You want to be a consumer instead of a producer, when you just said you on your Kanye shit. Bitch, is Kanye a motherfucking consumer, bitch? No, Kanye is a motherfucking producer. Like, bitch, are you getting it? Or are you fucking not getting it, ho? And that's really how I talk to myself. That's really how I talk to myself, because it's just like, bitch, you're not getting it. Like, you really was not getting it, but I'm getting it now, which is why we're here, right? Who's child? On a Sunday. I know these people who be outside hearing me talk and scream and yell, be like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? But bitch, I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with me. You know what the fuck is wrong with me, ho? You know what the fuck is wrong with me, ho? I'm not being consistent, bitch. I'm motherfucking tired. It's what's wrong with me, bitch. I gotta work a job 5 days a week, 12 hours a day. Okay, that's 60 hours every week on top of the weekend, and every weekend is fucking something. I got a baby shower to go to later on today. Okay, I was just out all day yesterday, didn't get home until 10 o'clock, stayed up until 2 o'clock, woke up at 8 o'clock. Like, I'm like, let me just go. That's why I look like this. I'm just like, let me just go ahead and make this video, because again, it's so many different people that I see that come across my For You page that remind me to get my ass up and to be consistent. And I'm so grateful that algorithms low-key are like that, to just be like, all right, you still scrolling? Like, get your ass up. Like, people are on the internet every day utilizing it to their advantage. And it's like, why am I in a time right now to where the internet and technology is literally a currency exchange and I'm not taking full advantage of it? Like, I don't even have to leave my house or leave my bed and I'm sitting over here playing games. Like, you dumb bitch. Now, granted, I don't have to be that harsh on myself, but like, that's just how I talk for now. Let me soften it up. Hold on. Girl, I could say girl maybe. I don't have to say bitch. Sometimes it do be a bitch moment though. No shade. You be like, bitch, tighten up, ho. But anyway, boom. So say all that to say that this situation, like, is so important to me, because I literally don't allow myself to be sad for too long about something. Like, I was in a bad position, and like I said, I still was just dedicating my faith to keeping me on the path. Like, I feel like that's the string of like what my faith shows, like time after time. Like, my faith continues to be like a loop in every situation, because I don't know if you guys have known about this. Let me try to make the connection that's like in my brain and try to verbally explain, because like sometimes I'll be saying words thinking that like it's translating from my brain out and through my mouth, but then I'll be saying shit and y'all still don't be knowing what I'm talking about. So let me just say this. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the red string theory, right? And so there's this theory, I think it's from Chinese, don't get me wrong, Asian, Oriental. I don't want to disrespect nobody. Can I say Oriental? Let's just go there. Okay, Oriental, right? So in Oriental culture, there is a theory of the red string. And the red string is your connection to someone or something that will loop you to it for life. And now I'm having a download, because what the fuck? Or maybe I'm just late to the party. I don't fucking know. But I didn't connect the two until this very moment when I was speaking out loud, which is why speaking out loud is very good for me, because why didn't I think of that before? So if you've seen the movie Us, hold on. Let me Google this just before I start making up some shit. The movie Us. Hold on. Okay, did the movie Us have a red string? Yes. I just thought about this. I'm late. Am I late, y'all? I'm late? Well, I just learned about the red string theory last year, though. So I'm late, but the correlation. Hold on. The tethering. Oh my God. I understood the movie Us when I watched it at first, but like I said, I just learned about the red string theory last year. Okay, well, the way that I was about to explain it is not the way that I'm seeing it on Google, but it does say that the movie Us has a red string throughout the story. This one is on the internet. It's talking about the Hands Across America, which was a part of Us. But that wasn't really what I was going to touch on when I was going to make my correlation. Hold on. It says, endless interconnected line of figures in red that was widely interrupted by critics as a symbol, red string or human border representing societal redlining and the literal dividing between the privileged and the marginalized. Okay, the privileged and the marginalized, but let's just see. I know what I'm talking about though. I'm just trying to fact check before I just get to talking about shit. Okay, so boom, the red string theory says it is an East Asian belief originating from Taoism in mythology. Okay, and so it says that it is invisible and an unbreakable thread that connects everyone who is destined to meet regardless of time, place, or circumstances, right? Boom. Okay, so granted, who is destined to meet, right? So it's talking about people. I'm connecting it to faith though. So like, same difference, different analogy, if y'all following me, right? And this even makes me want to talk about another topic which has nothing to do with this, but I'll talk about the red string theory in another video, because I really love the red string theory. When I learned about it, I became like obsessed with it. I want to get a red string tatted. Nevertheless, boom. So the red string theory in my faith, which is what I was trying to correlate it to, is like I said, no matter where I am in life, and no matter like what my circumstances look like, and the fact that I know that God has been using me to share my testimony in life in general about just different things involving my life that I could touch on and speak about. I feel like that has been like a red string loop into my life in every situation, because like I said, even in my, which is what the whole point of faith is. I'm not trying to say that I just made this up or nothing, but like no matter what my life has looked like, good, bad, or ugly, it's just like I literally attest my faith to being like the forefront of my hope, and like being like, okay, I know I'm going to see it through, because time after time again, like God has never failed me, my faith has never failed me, and like time after time I'm always in a better situation than I last was. Now that's debatable, no shade. Like me being in a better situation than I was last is like meaning from every messed up situation I always bounce back pretty much, because I've been in certain good situations to where it's like, dang, I wish I could have just been in that situation a little bit longer, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the bad situations outweigh the good situations, just because of the duration or time, or like the stress level and things like that. It's just like, dang, I got to experience this good thing for a short period of time, and then I experienced like this bad time for a longer period of time. Whatever it may be, I'm here now. That's the difference. But just the red string theory, back to that, is just like, I feel like when I reflect back into my life and I look at like different things that I've looked into in my life, I feel like I can visually see the red string, and it's just like, oh my God, I feel like the red string has just been around me as far as my faith goes, and it's just been paying attention to me. Like, if that sounds like weird, I don't know, but like I feel like I have been producing this red string after layer that I have shedded, that I've renewed, that I've restored. Every phase and decision and every walk of life that I have been through has just been this string that has tied my this self to my past self, to my past self, to my childhood self. It's just like all these different things have just been in a loop. It's just been in a loop. Of course, that's how life works. Duh, I'm not saying that's not how life works, but I'm just saying like the way that I am like perceiving it is just so profound to me, because it's just like, wow, like what is going to happen next? Like, what am I going to do next? What is going to be the next thing? And the next thing has to be me living in my answer prayer. Hello? Because it's like, that's the only other way I can see it through. Because me, one thing about it, maybe as you guys can see, tell, or whatever have you, is that I'm a spiritual person. And with me being a spiritual person, I know about certain rules, and I know about certain ways of which variations of paths can happen. And one of the ways in which I know different variations of paths can happen is that you can reincarnate. You can reincarnate here, and guess who's not willing to do that? I don't want to do this shit again. No shade. Honestly, this is crazy. Like, being on earth in this time, oh baby, please don't bring me back here. I don't want to learn no more lessons. Not that I don't want to grow. I'm not saying I don't want to know no more lessons. Let me take that back. Let me rephrase what I'm trying to say before I get to getting on some shit. I don't want to have to keep repeating the same lessons that I should have learned from time after time ago. Like, I if I'm going to learn another lesson, it should be like a fresh new lesson, and not one that I should have learned when I was 25 and I'm 31. You feel me? It's just like certain things I keep repeating because I keep reincarnating into the same situation, different scenario, different person, different experience, or whatever have you. Lessons still the same though. Lessons still the fucking same. And it's just like, no more of that. I need to progress into other realms of other areas so that I can get the fuck up out of here. Because again, this is all I can provide for myself. The bare minimum, the basic qualities, and the essentials of life. I want grandiose, okay? And that is why I'm like, this is your time to fucking get on your Zoom every day at 10 because you were supposed to have did that in 5-6 years ago. Now we 5-6 years later singing the same song on the violin when you could be living in your answer prayer. Like, bitch, hello, bitch. And that's why I gotta talk to myself like that, because it's just like, girl, like that's like the little voice in my head, how I talk to myself. And I just be saying it out loud now, because it's just like, but you need to hear yourself. When I be talking out loud, it helps me, literally. Because then when I hear how I sound, as far as like what, you feel me, makes sense to me and what doesn't, it be like, that sounds like you shouldn't be fucking doing that. Like, hello, like sometimes you really just gotta get like out loud with yourself. You feel me? Like, it's cool to like consult with yourself. It's cool to talk to yourself. All that shit. I'm not crazy. Like, you feel me? You gotta be like, check yourself. That's really what the difference is. Checking yourself before you wreck yourself is a real ass thing. But yeah, this video definitely has just reminded me again, like even with my hair journey, like I said, like no shade, I feel like my hair it's gotten longer, but then I ended up dyeing it. You see, here I go going on a distraction. Distracting myself again. But nevertheless, like even with my hair journey, like my hair was a cool length then. I feel like it hasn't really moved from then to now, and like it's been a little minute, but I dyed my hair, and so I feel like that's kind of what, you feel me, part of the growth process, because my hair was, I seen the little length before the dye, and then the dye kind of start munching at it, but here nor there. Like I said in this video, and like I'm saying now, what I will say to myself back then is that I am still very impressed with you. I still am very proud of you. You never cease to amaze me about how you get out of every single like pit that you end up in. And I pray that we are putting ourselves in less pits going forward. I love how you are always consistently yourself in every phase of life. I love how optimistic you always are, even in a pessimistic situation. And although things do not look like in your favor, like you said, like in the future, you feel me, and in this near future, further future, etc., even though it may not seem like it's going to get there, it's going to get there. Like I feel like the passion and the desire and the yearning that you've always had for the life that you know that you deserve to live is still there. It's still in me. Like, I still have that sensation, I still have that desire, and I still have that energy. I know how strong your head is, and I know how passionate you are, especially when it comes to showing people better than you can tell them. And I think that now, like, I think that you have that part covered. Like, showing people better than you could tell them, you have that part covered. It's proving it to yourself now. Like, can I show myself better than I can tell myself? And that's what fast forwards it here to me now in present day, to where I'm telling myself, because I was talking to my past self in that moment. Now I'm talking to my real self right here, right now. And it's just like, now this is my moment to be like, can I prove it to myself that I can show them better than I can tell them? Can I prove it to myself that I can be dedicated and that I really desire this? Can I show it to myself that, yes, I've been wanting this for over 20 years, which is more than half of my life at this point? Is it like possible to myself that I can be dedicated to just being myself and documenting it and putting it out with no shame, no nothing, like no cuts, no any of that, like, you know? And then to my future self, I just want to say that I am so proud of you. You did it. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. Oh my God. I want to say we did it, Ja, because that's me. We did it, Ja. Girl, we ate that one thing. Like, we ate that up, and now we have platters. Now we have tables. Now we spread wealth. Now we spread love. Now we spread Like, we did it. All of the things that we have consulted with ourselves and said that we wanted to do, we did it. We obeyed God. We did it. We listened to the plot. We did it. We followed suit. We did it. We stopped giving a fuck. We did it. We did it. Literally. We are living in answered prayers. We did it. So many things that I want to say, but I can't say right now, but I have it in my mind and God knows. We did it. Like, girl, we did it. Like, I always say that I need to be on the yacht in Cane right now with a glass of wine and a nice bikini looking good and glossy. I say that all the time. This video is dedicated to my trip in Cane on the yacht, looking good and glossy in a bikini, sipping a glass of wine. That is going to be what my life looks like all the time. Whenever I feel like it, however I want to feel like it, anytime I want to feel like it. I am striving, you feel me, to go to the Amalfi Coast and swim in the ocean with no care in the world. My desire is to be in Santorini, just sitting and looking at the blue water with the array of different homes that are up and down the mountains right there. This video is dedicated to those dreams coming true and living in those answered prayers and being in abundance and being able to show and share that experience with people that I care about and love. That is the type of life that I know that I deserve to live. And I have gotten a glimpse of it, but now I need it to be consistent. I need that to be my life all the time. And I am going to get it by any means necessary. And so with that being said, I hope that my words were inspiring to someone. I hope that I have reached someone out there who, you know, is probably desiring to break fear and be brave, and who probably also doesn't think that their voice is being heard, or probably also doesn't think that no one cares about their content. And I just want to let you guys know to just do it for yourself. Forget who cares, forget who's listening, forget who's watching. Do it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, what do you really have to lose? Like, the overstimulation and like the oversaturation of like content now, when it used to be on such a small scale, it's just like no one really even cares. Literally, put the content out for yourself and thank yourself later. So until next time, thanks for coming to my rant session. And if you guys have any questions or want me to elaborate on anything else, or if you guys want to know anything else, or have other topics that you might want me to touch on, because I have an answer for everything, let me know. Okay, bye.